We're reconnected. It's okay. I don't know what happened there. Cursed. Okay. Drug delivery system, also known as smart drug delivery. The ability to target a specific region of the body with a specific drug has momentous implications for the future of medicine. DDS technology is currently being tested extensively around the world. Can barely hear myself.
In saving his daughter's life, Isawa had proven the value of his research. Hey Rolf, can you hear us okay?
Can you hear us?
If you'd been made him happier, he would have been hard pressed to give an answer. Afterwards, he asked Toby where she could have become infected, but she had no idea. He explained the theme for secrecy and strictly forbade her from telling anyone else what had happened.
I love that the music is still loud and all like intense when it already has stated we injected it and she's fine now.
No, a week had passed since Isawa gave the drug to Hitomi. He'd been conducting checks and discovered that the DDS had not broken down, but remained in Hitomi's bloodstream. Well, this loud music really, shows how Osawa's mental state right now. That's why it's so loud.
Yeah.
Extracting the DDS was a simple matter, requiring just a small blood sample from around the nape of the neck.
The DDS tends to linger in the nape of the neck because of the lymph nodes located there. These lymph nodes identify viruses that invade the body as foreign substances to be attacked, but they are not always able to overcome particularly powerful pathogens. In such cases, the virus propagates rapidly inside of them. Once the patient has been treated, the antiviral will seek out the virus and accumulate there as well. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep. The DDS itself was simply a delivery system for the antiviral drug. Residual amounts of the antiviral itself stay behind within the cells.
The materials used to create the DDS must, as a matter of course, cause minimal or no harm to the human body. Ideally, rather than accumulate inside the body, DDS substances should be either digested and absorbed or excreted. Because the antiviral must remain in the body for as long as the virus is active, however, a very careful balance must be struck between persistence and dissipation.
Using the DDS, it was possible to extract those minuscule amounts from cells in a blood sample.
But yeah, so when I got COVID, and same with my parents recently, we all got Paxlovid, which is like the new antiviral for COVID, and the Paxlovid consists of 3 drugs. 2 of them are one drug, and one of them, the last one, is another drug. The first 2 are kind of like the main antiviral that basically gets rid of, I think, like some of the enzymes that allow the virus to be able to create, enter cells and create more of itself. So it kind of stops the virus from being able to, grow. But then the last one is something that kind of tries to keep the drug in the system. The last one, prevents the body from, getting rid of it as fast. So it circulates longer in your body before finally dissipating. And so I just hearing about all of this reminded me of that.
I played this literally while in the thick of COVID and stuff, when during 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of this was very relatable and interesting during that time, and it
Yeah.
still is.
Yep. Yep.
It might take considerable time, but a sufficiently detailed analysis could allow for the antiviral drug itself to be reconstructed. Assault without a chill as he contemplated the situation.
Yeah, he just realized why they would want Hitomi. Finally, he's like, "Oh shoot, oh shoot, frick."
The kidnappers had known how tough security was at the lab, so they come up with the idea of using a human vessel to get what they needed from within. By infecting Hitomi with the Eurovirus, they'd ensured that she'd receive the antiviral, that she'd have it in her blood. Oh, if Tanaka was working with the kidnappers, that that'd explain why he'd been so proactive about the fingerprint scanner. Germans. He clutched his head in his hands.
My poor guy. I just want to give him a big hug.
Tanaka had been his partner and trusted confidant for years.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's awful.
Osawa refused to believe he'd been betrayed like this. We've all been through it.
Yeah.
The front door chime sounded.
Mr. Osawa! It appears you have a visitor. Could you handle that? Oh, snap. Oh, because I haven't continued. I should probably continue with Minorikawa. I haven't done anything with him so far. I don't know if I should jump over there anyway. Or if I should continue with this until I can't go any further.
Up to you. But it would bring us back to this point anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, let's jump over here to Minorikawa.
Gonna get my throat lubricated. No! Minoru's cry of despair echoed throughout the cafe. His laptop monitor stared back at him, black and empty.
Oh no. Got a bot in chat. Got a band. Doing it right now.
Yeah, because I can't really look at chat while I'm doing this, so.
Yeah, understandable. Doing it. There we go.
Yay!
Be gone, bot.
Bot. Bot. Don't you damn me, buddy! He jabbed his fingers sharply at the screen. But the computer gave no response, looking well and truly dead.
Oh no.
What the hell? Norikawa pounded his fist on the table. This would be a worst-case scenario, even if you weren't desperately pressed for time. Yep, especially in the middle of the writing something.
Yeah.
Guess I'll just have to write by hand then. He rummaged around inside his bag and pulled out a notebook. I can still do this, he shouted, doing his best to psych himself up to for the task ahead. I will still do this. Samina-san.
Excuse me, sir.
The waitress appeared timidly beside him.
Excuse me, sir.
What? His pen still flying across the paper.
Sir, if you could please quiet down.
My damn computer just broke. I'm allowed to scream or two. Norikara was in no state of mind to be quiet. If it weren't for the deadline he was racing to meet, he'd probably have gone on screaming until he passed out.
Your computer is broken, you say?
The waitress peered at the monitor. Yeah, look! Just suddenly stopped displaying anything.
Could it be that, the battery's just dead?
Norikara sat bolt upright. Fucking boomer ass.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the battery just ran out. It didn't break.
Yeah, oh my god.
He's a dumbass.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh my god, my poor man.
The waitress flinched as Minorika's fingers jabbed towards the face. I had considered the possibility. I totally get it. Like, when I'm having a panic attack, when I'm freaking out, like, the most logical thing doesn't come to mind.
Yeah.
So, I completely get it. Hey, let me plug in somewhere.
Yeah, especially with all the other stresses he's currently dealing with of, like, literally having to prevent, like, a guy from dying.
Yep.
I guess it makes sense that a lot of these things wouldn't come to mind. There's an outlet right there, sir.
Pointing an outlet by Minorika's feet, making no attempt to hide her exasperation. Norikara plugged in the power cable and the monitor sprang back to life as normal.
So, now that that's sorted, would you please be quiet, sir?
Don't talk to me, you're interfering with my right. Okay, Kevin. Minorikara's fingers had already begun dancing across his keyboard. With a sigh, the waitress disappeared back into the kitchen. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Things picked up speed as he went about touch typing.
The act of typing at a keyboard without looking at the keys. The aspiration of computer novices everywhere. The typical method involves placing the index fingers on the F and J keys, with the middle ring and pinky fingers resting on the A, S, and D, or K, L, and semicolon keys to either side, for which all other keys are easily reached. With practice, a touch typist can instinctively hit the correct key every time without looking.
But not if you're Anya.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I'm still a fast typer, considering, but I can't do it like that because, like, literally, since I shake all the time, it's just not possible.
But it's not. Pros and cons of surveillance cameras. Part of outdated electronic shop overseas high-tech camera system. Rather than a bogus weightless drink sales demo. Bankrupted organizer remains undiscouraged. Now Minorika's spirits are riding high. His writing rolled along at a brisk pace.
Sir?
It was the waitress again. Her voice yanking Minorikara right out of his soaring mood.
Sir?
If you're speaking in when you say sir. I can't hear
Oh
you.
no, yeah, I'm saying sir, but I guess my
Okay.
mic is cutting it out, but I said sir!
Okay. Now what? Has the President of the United States be a one-on-one interview? Rich's eyes were wide with confusion.
Huh?
Because the message thing is that important. Do not speak to me right now. She was undeterred.
Sir, please, if you could just be a little quieter.
Noka's fingers ceased their rattling across the keys. Just what sound do you have a problem with? All I've been doing is writing copy. You've also been talking to yourself out loud, dude. I remember this.
Yeah.
He's literally talking to himself while he's typing.
Amazing. Well, for the last while, actually, you've been talking while you write, sir.
Yep. Talking? Narkar tilts his head in confusion.
Yes, sir, you've been talking about an electronics store and some bogus weight loss drink. I assume that's what you're writing about?
That's why I read it in the Minoru Kara voice rather than my narrator voice.
Yep.
Because I remembered that he was talking out loud. You're saying I've been married to a copy aloud for writing it?
That's right, sir.
Other customers sitting nearby were openly snickering. Well, so what? He was with the face out. You should be all delighted that you get to hear what I'm writing for the magazine goes to print.
Well, actually, sir, one of our customers has been complaining.
Complaining? Oh, the nerve! Who was it? Where are they? Narkar scanned the other patrons, many of whom were unsuccessfully trying to hide their laughter.
Oh my gosh, wait, and it just hit me. The two over there on the right. Isn't that the father and Rumi?
Yeah.
Oh, is it the dad who's like, it was me? Yeah, I knew it!
Yep. It's the grumpy older fella who'd been making a scene earlier.
Bogus. I don't remember, was I the one who was speaking him, or?
I remember, we haven't heard from him for a while, but...
Bogus diet fads, peeping security cameras, reminds me of that sleazy tabloid 4-star general gossip I hate so much.
You sure seem to know a lot about it for doing paperwork. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's always ironic the people that complain about this shit know so much about it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bro. Clearly,
Yep.
you really like it.
Yeah.
I'm face twisted up with scorn.
Like, that's the thing is, so many times, like, I'll be looking up, like, fan stuff, like, on places like Twitter or whatnot for, like, fan art for shows and ships that I like, and people will be, like, complaining about it in, like, the tags and everything, and I'll be like, dog, when I hate something or dislike something, I just don't interact with it. I just ignore it. Y'all are going out of your way.
I can't get along with something. I'm leaving it alone. I'm not touching it again.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, here they are, like, wasting their time and energy and mental space hating on it.
Yeah. The man's face twisted what was called.
Your behavior is bothering everyone in here. Do you not understand that?
No, I don't.
Gets a reporter who writes nothing but nonsense, prefers nonsense in everything he does.
Narkar could feel his blood boiling. What was that? Go on, say that again.
Oh, gladly. Nonsense, filth, codswallop, flim-flam.
You bastard! How dare you!
Yeah, that's the worst thing you could have said.
Norikawa stormed into the man's table, flim-flam indeed.
Bogus or insincere content. Few things anger Minorikawa more than reporters using dishonest means to create a story. Having his own work called Flim Flam would naturally make him blow his top.
Who are you calling flim-flam?
I love this one person who's literally like on the ground.
Yeah.
My poor guy.
The other man stood up and glowered in Minorikawa's face.
Is this, I guess,
Yep.
you. You utterly lack any manners or sense of decency, for starters.
No manners and decency out over there. I also have to have a deadline.
Bah. As if a flip-flip artist like you has a work ethic.
Stop calling me flim-flam. The waitress inserted herself between the two men.
Gentlemen, please stop fighting.
Get some modern polish, you son of a bitch.
I demand that you remove this man at once.
He's the one should be kicking out. By now, he's ready to go for this guy's throat.
Please, both of you, return to your seats.
She grabbed onto Minorikawa and began to forcibly drag him back to his table.
We gotta just calm down. We don't have time for this.
Okay, calm down. Minorikawa did his best to swallow his pride. Whatever. I don't have time for this anyway. He stalked back to his seat. The young man snorted and sat down with a scowl. The needless interruption, just when he'd got into writing mode, had all but killed Minorikawa's motivation. He decided he needed to take a breather. He turned to the waitress. One spaghetti Napolitan, please.
Spaghetti flavored with tomato ketchup. Napolitan is a corruption of Neapolitan, though the dish itself has no connection to the Italian city of Napoli. Rather, it originated as a menu item at a hotel in Yokohama shortly after World War II. There is also a spaghetti dish from Nagoya called Milanese?
Milanese.
Yeah, which likewise has no connection to the Italian city of Milan.
Yep. He might not have a lot of spare time, but working on an empty stomach wouldn't do him any favors. Correct. While waiting for his order to come out, he decided to read over the copy he'd written so far. Brr. When he looked back at the monitor, the screen was black yet again. Looking down his feet, he saw that the power cable was now unplugged. Hey, what kind of cafe are you people running here? The waitress hurried over, looking combative.
Sir, you yanked that out yourself when you stood up earlier.
What a lucky story.
It's the truth, sir.
Norikawa pointed at one of the customers sitting next to him. Oh, for fuck's sake, just get on with it. You should tell the truth. Did I really yank out the power cord by myself? The man nodded sheepishly. Yeah, well, then that's the outlet's fault for you so place where it plugs so easily. Oh, shut the fuck up and just get on. You're lucky you're not being kicked out, bro.
Yeah.
And the waitress marched away, head held high. Just make sure that spaghetti's delicious. Do that and I'll consider seeing. Shut the fuck up, you fucking Karen.
Yeah.
No, I loaded it with cheese. Lots of cheese. He plugged the power cable back in, then let out a heavy sigh. In order to write it further, he hadn't thought to save his work. Yeah, you dumb
Yep.
shit.
Always make sure to save your work to avoid losing data. Honestly, why is it that your computer only seems to freeze when you've forgotten to save your stuff? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was probably going to have to rewrite most of what he'd done. And that's why, even though it's less likely nowadays, I will always be saving in video games, etc., because there's always a chance that shit can freeze or
Yep.
close on you.
Yep. Excuse me?
Norikara looked up to see a young woman standing there.
I'm so sorry about my. Oh, it's Rumi. I'm so
You.
sorry about my father.
She gave a tiny bow. Father? Oh, the rude old man.
He's just a little worked up right now. Please don't pay him any mind.
So what? You're waiting on your boyfriend?
Huh?
The woman was taken aback. How dare you two argue with her? Would have been about 2 hours ago.
Oh, I see.
An awkward and embarrassed smile came to the woman's face.
I thought he was going to ask my father for permission to marry me, so we've been waiting for him, but.
And he hasn't shown up.
No. He must be really busy.
She cast her eyes down sadly. Norikara took a better look at her. She was gorgeous. A woman with good looks wasn't something he saw every day, that was for sure. Say, would you mind talking with me for a bit?
Me?
Yeah. I kinda need to turn my mood around here.
Well, okay. At least until my father gets back.
The woman cast an anxious look towards the restaurant. What's your name?
Rumi.
She sat down across from him. Wait a second, aren't you? Norikara appeared at Ubu's face. No, she's not the actress.
Nah.
One of those twins that chose to just miss Midoriyama?
Nope. He even thought of the other. Not even the actress. No, not me.
Oh, I didn't think I'd be that lucky. The sip of is now cold coffee.
I do know the girls you're talking about, though.
Norikara spat out his coffee in surprise. That poor cat
Yep.
really squeaked in alarm as the spray splattered her face. But Norikara leaned in, unconcerned. It's like,
Yeah.
you read it? And yet, nothing else has been spattered with this apparent coffee
Yep.
in the shot above.
Yes, you're talking about the Osawa twins, right?
She got out a handkerchief and wiped the coffee from her face as she spoke.
Rumi is like the best.
Yeah. So, huh? Norikara glanced out at the project proposal on the table. Sexy squared. Twins share top prize on local university beauty contest. During Yaba, you're kidding me. Maria, you told me you saw it.
Yes, that's it. The Osawa twins. Oh wait, no, that was you.
Yes, that's it. You're so twins.
I actually.
I don't know why you said the line. It was my line. I don't know why you said.
I actually won Miss Midoriyama myself a few years ago. This year I served as one of the judges.
Hmm. Norcott adopted a self-satisfied pose. Guess I really was born onto the right side to be a freelancer. The leads just keep coming to me.
Sure.
Okay, let's talk basics then. Tell me what you know about these girls.
Well, I don't really know them personally,
You continue to dab at the coffee on her face.
but now that you ask, I do remember hearing that they'd entered the contest separately.
Right, separately? Now Norcott was a bit confused.
Yes, that's right. I'd assumed they entered as a pair, but apparently not.
I wonder why. I mean, they're twins. That they look alike, wear the same clothes, do everything together, say the same things at the same time and stuff. That was really a long and winded thing. Jesus Christ.
Please take a breather, sir.
Ruby chuckled and shook her head.
No, not at all. Besides, these two aren't identical. They're fraternal twins. Twins who were born at the same time from two eggs that were fertilized separately. Fraternal twins do not share the same genetic information. They can differ in such characteristics as sex and blood type, though there are cases of fraternal twins resembling one another almost as closely as identical twins. Maria and Hitomi Osawa happen to look very closely alike, but they do not have the same blood type.
Ew.
Although at a glance they do look very similar, still, how should I put this? They both give off very different impression.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Might explain what you mean? And fraternal twins actually used to be an issue because obviously, like, if one of the twins has a different blood type, and um, if that's different to their mothers, then that can mean a miscarriage,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, unless they get it taken care of.
Yeah, makes sense. I wonder if that's where like some of the like ideas of like the twin eating the other twin in the womb and all that stuff came from.
I'm pretty sure it did, yeah, because you'd have one child coming out safely, there's evidence of another child, but because the mother's body attacked it, it's basically just cells.
Mm-hmm.
So it would look like the twin absorb well, technically the twin would absorb it because it goes back into the mother, so
Yeah. I talked to them briefly after the awards ceremony. The older sister struck me as really energetic, but the younger one was more quiet and reserved.
and this also goes from the fact that Japan and most of other countries that have ancient traditions are like obsessed with twins.
Yeah.
Um, it's that idea of being a whole person that is what happens in Fatal Frame 2, really, because when you are sacrificing your twin, they become a part of you again, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Minoru Power's investigative senses were tingling.
Like two halves of a whole sort of thing.
Yeah, and one thing Shy Girl would want to enter campus beauty contest.
I suppose not, no.
Yeah, I don't suppose you got anything juicier. Ruby frowned. Ruby frowned.
Would you like to just go and ask them yourself? They don't live very far from here.
Oh, hold the phone! Norikawa could hardly believe what just fallen into his lap. The advanced info in the project proposal had mentioned the girls were students in Midoriyama, but it hadn't given an actual address. He could talk to them directly. Now that would be pay dirt. You know where they live?
Well, not exactly. I just heard that they lived in Shoto.
Shoto. That wasn't far away. Car and motorcycle could get there in 10 minutes. Be quicker than going to Midoriyama Academy. You'd be able to meet the girls themselves. That's the funny part, is that he's already met one of them, though he doesn't know it.
Yeah, yep. Not even she knew it.
Yeah. Minoru flashed a quick look towards the restroom. It looked like Rumi's father had just gotten back.
Sorry, I should be going.
No problem, thank you. Rumi gave him a quick nod and then hurried back to his seat. Norikawa grabbed the directory from the flip phone and flipped through the pages. She was surprised there were only 5 listings with the name Osawa with addresses in Kyoto. There was neither Maria nor Hitomi, but he hadn't expected there to be. We need to find their parents. Yeah, it wouldn't be under their name.
Yeah.
Wasting no time, he pulled up the first Osawa on the bingo! Yes, sir! Norikawa couldn't help but pump his fist in excitement.
Oh, is that what the phone call was earlier?
Yes.
Okay. I love that from this
That's
end.
why we got linked to the. That's how we got linked to over to Osawa.
Yeah, yeah. But I love how from this angle it's all like, you know, chill and fun and happy, whereas in Osawa's it was very like tense. He's like hello and it was scary. Well, but like when he called,
I'm having a panic attack, and then I've gotten a sudden phone call when I'm expecting any news at all, good or bad. Especially after getting a phone call from kidnappers.
Yep.
Or waiting for a call from Tanaka as well. He'd gotten the right place on his first try. Where to go, me? He made a house number list phone book to memory. Just as the witches reappeared with a disgruntled expression and Minoru cars for spaghetti Napolitan.
Here you are, sir.
Ooh. Damn, that's a lot of cheese.
Yep.
It does look like skin flakes though.
Yeah.
The pasta was piled high with an impressive mound of grated cheese. It looked almost like a miniature mountain of snow.
You did say lots of cheese, sir.
Yeah, spread out among the spaghetti. It just needs to be in a dirt pile. He set down a canister of cheese and a bottle of Tabasco.
A sauce made by the US-based Michelini company, consisting of hot peppers, grated vinegar, and rock salt. Known for its distinctive spiciness, it can make spaghetti and pizza quite tasty with the addition of just a few drops. Tabasco also goes pretty well with ramen and curry. Recommended for times when flavor is lacking a little punch. However, even one drop may be too much for those who can't handle spicy things. It has been claimed that Tabasco was first imported to Japan by a certain well-known former pro wrestler, but this story is untrue. Yeah, we always have like a bottle of Tabasco at home, and usually my parents like to put it on like eggs in the morning.
Is this good? He twirls the spaghetti up with his fork, puts it into his mouth. The slightly sour sweetness of the ketchup blended perfectly with the mellow flavor of the cheese. Oh, that is tasty! There was nothing like satisfying grub to lift the spirits. He turned back to his laptop, still wolfing down the spaghetti. Alright, we're back in action. Let's do this. Yet again, he unthinkingly blurted his words out loud as he slipped back into writing mode. I've got this! I've got this! With ketchup smeared across his mouth, he set his fingers tapping away at the keys. The waitress let out another groan of dismay.
Oh my god.
Say something! Minoru glanced direction, but the waitress faked a smile.
No, sir, I don't think so.
Yeah, well then go away. Jesus. You're distracting me.
He really is a Karen.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
The moment he looked away, she clenched her fist.
Yeah.
Yep,
punch him. Nothing, sir. Good luck with your work, sir.
Sir. I would need luck. I got this. Eyes jumping back and forth between pastor and computer, Minoru got back to his work and his coffee once more. Before long, he was oblivious to every sound in the cafe around him. When he finally snapped out of writing mode, he glanced at his watch. It was 2:20. Almost time for him to head back to his next interview. Better get a move on. So, apparently, after America, of course, Japan is the second largest market of that have Tabasco.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Tabasco like works really well with all like Japanese cuisine. It's a really good pair. A lot of like I know most Asian restaurants here, or I should say most Japanese restaurants around here tend to have Tabasco as like an option along with like American restaurants.
They specifically have a brown a brand of soy sauce, so that's probably why.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Kimizuka's taxi came by just as Minoru was hurrying out the cafe. Well, what a pleasant surprise! Nice turn room, my man. Kimizuka's style look quickly vanished behind an expression of professional resignation.
Do you need a ride, sir?
You know it. First, head to Shodo. After that, I'll need to get to Sakura Gaka. As he cast his sight out at the sights of the city, Minoru mulled over his plan for the next part of the day. First, he'd interviewed the Midoriyama girls. Then he'd meet with the head of that theatre troupe. In order to leave himself enough time to write his copy, that meant, I'd like to get this all wrapped up in 20 minutes. Can you make that happen? Kimizuka flashed a grin.
That will incur a special fare, sir.
Oh, special. I love that word. Kimizuka stepped on the gas.
Amazing.
Oh. Shibuya was a town of contrasts. It was a town of young people, unpretentious, energetic. The Scramble intersection and Center Guy perfectly conveyed that vibrancy. However, one turned right at the 109 building and headed down Bukamoradori, the town's whole atmosphere changed. Yep. Shodo was one of Shibuya's, indeed one of Tokyo's most upscale residential districts. Wherever one looked, there were stately manor houses giving off an imposing air, sending a message that there was no place for the common folk. Right here's fire.
Yeah, because a lot of games that feature Shibuya usually only feature like the main like part of it, like the part that everyone knows about. Like even things like The World Ends With You doesn't really show all the outskirts of Shibuya in just kind of like the main part.
Yep. No car directed Kimizuka to pull over. Right here for me. I'll be right back. Hopping out the taxi, he checked the nameplates of the nearby homes. Ah, here we go. He'd spotted a nameplate that read Osawa. Kenji Osawa. Kenji Osawa, huh? The name nagged at him somehow.
Yeah.
It'd been in the back of his mind ever since he'd seen it in the phone book back at the cafe. Had he heard it someplace before? He walked up to the gate and pressed the button for the intercom. Even the little time it made him press sounded elegant. Norcar waited, there was no response. He looked at his watch. It was 2:30 now. His interview with Shinosuke Orai of the Wandering Angels was supposed to have started already.
Episode 3. With the help from Shinchi Bando, Mondo was able to get out of his apartment. Then, when all of the players had finally assembled, the troupe proceeded with one last rehearsal before showtime. But again, tragedy struck. Mondo came down with food poisoning after eating his lunch. He was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance, and the Angels were once again lacking an actor for the key role of Shido. Orion was on the verge of panic. Finally, however, he came up with a solution. Novice actor Takuya Amo would take on the part. Crazy.
Right?
That
Still, he wanted to meet the twins first if possible.
that role is cursed.
Yep, it sure is. That's a big choice.
I think he should wait because we saw that he does end up meeting with Osawa.
I had to wait a bit longer. 5 more minutes. One's voice came through the intercom.
Who is it?
Ow! Every time.
It's Minorikawa.
Where would I know you from, Mr. Minorikawa?
You know, here and there. I mean, there's only one Minorikawa, really.
Not really, because it's a common name.
Nah. Oh, I remember in an alternate universe we had a big battle at the cafe.
Yeah. This
I
would
don't
be
have
you.
time for such nonsense. Please be on your way.
We're good anyway until I get an interview.
Interview? Who are you with?
The woman's tone has changed now. Maybe Norikawa could talk his way through this.
There's a piece for 4-star General Gossip.
Ah, perfect. I've been wanting to talk to them.
Is this one of the Miss Minoriyama winners? Or perhaps it's the girl's mother eager to post by his daughter's team.
I assume you're familiar with defamation of character?
What are you talking about?
Article 230 of the Penal Code of Japan defines it as any attack against a person's reputation or social standing. It's a very serious crime.
I know what it is. What's your point?
I get a bad feeling about this.
So, I will state another thing is that defamation of character also would be like, it also kind of has to be like a, like wrongful version. Like, if it's all true, then you don't really have a case.
Not, yeah, it's not defamation of character if it's actually true. Like, it's only defamation if it's lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah.
Why discuss libel laws right before an interview?
Oh, I'm not letting you get away
That's
with
you.
telling me you've forgotten. I wonder if you'll remember once I bring up charges. There is a difference between defamation. I think, oh my gosh. I think that, I learned about this during, ethics and journalism class, and now I'm, like, forgetting. I'm blanking. My memory is so garbage. Yeah, it is a type of... It's a type of defamation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Libel is written defamation, slander is spoken defamation. Yeah.
Yes.
That is true. I remember we had to, like, in exams, like, state, like, what the difference was and whatnot.
It was calm and level, but laced with malice.
You're talking nonsense, lady. Are you the mother? I've got business with your daughters. Born on the mother line.
Nonsense?
The woman's wrath and raging from the intercom. Jesus Christ, these two are gonna be an eternal battle.
Oh my god. It's your 4-star general gossip that specializes in nonsense. These two are, like, made for each other, honestly.
Voice was so loud that it was cracking.
Detective! Arrest this man! He's a criminal!
Yeah, and she's perfect for being voiced by you.
Detective, huh? You don't really think I'd fall for that, do you, lady? Just who do you think I am? I'm Minorikawa.
He crossed his arms and struck a defiant pose. For fuck's sake. Then the front door opened up and several men came trotting out.
Sir, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
At the word sir, the man flashed his badge. Norikawa turned to run on reflex. He hadn't thought she'd actually sent detectives after him. Just what the hell had Heaven Publishing done to her? Never mind, he needs to get out of here. Couldn't afford to get arrested right now.
Oof. Out with it! You abducted that girl, didn't you?
Hector, you keep asking me the same question over and over.
Oh wait, is this... I don't know who's talking.
Look, that's what you want, but I can't tell you what I don't know.
Let's go back to the beginning, shall we?
Oh, cut the crap. I don't have time for your games.
We're at a bad end right now. As a matter of fact, you have plenty of time, I can assure you of that.
The stubborn detective flashed him a grin.
I could keep doing this for days if that's what it takes to get you to confess.
As though the interrogation went on for hours. In the end, once his innocence had been established, Norikawa was finally released. He wrote a scathing indictment on his interference. The report shook up the system in a major way. But that's another story for another day, in another timeline.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so doing it now means that we end up talking to her, whereas if we waited, we probably would have talked to Rosawa.
Oh wait, I think if I do the jump, like from here, that'll fix it. Yeah, see? Now we're good.
Ah, here we go. Blah, 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 blah.
What? Why is it the same?
I told you that would work.
Huh.
Might as well pause and go back to the main menu. There you go. Or we need to continue Osawa's until this unlocks. Who could it possibly be now, times?
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There we
You
go.
think this- Alright. With a sigh, Osawa dragged himself to his feet. He stumbled warily back to the living room when the investigator was staring at the intercom monitor with concern. The intercom's hidden camera showed a man with a unsettling grin posing intimidatingly outside the front gate. I could see that being what they see.
Yep.
Osawa didn't recognize him. Yes, who is it?
It's Minorukawa.
Where might I know you from, Mr. Minorukawa?
Oh, you know, here there. I mean, there's only one Minorukawa, really.
Are you playing games with me?
I don't have time for that. Please, just open up.
There's no way I'm letting you in. And the nonsensical badgering continued.
Right, just hold your horses. I'm here for an interview. You got that?
An interview?
That's right. It's a piece for 4-star general gossip.
The name of the magazine brought up an unpleasant memory. That was the gossip rag that had run the article about his political marriage. Yep.
Wait, this is for one of those kind. I've gone into Minorukawa voice.
Wait, this is for one of those kinds of articles?
What do you mean? Those kinds of articles. I'm just looking for an interview.
The man's tone was both high-handed and belligerent. Like, hey, like how you are. I'm not talking to anyone from the gossip.
You're not the one I'm here to talk to. I would interview your twin daughters.
My daughters.
I understand they won a third prize for a beauty contest at Doriyama Academy. You won't mind an interview, right?
Furious as thou could not be. There's no time to be indulging someone else's dog.
Hey, what gives?
The man was shouting so loud his voice carried past the gate that he was the front door.
I'm begging out here on my hands and knees.
He actually wasn't on his hands and knees. Ozara could see that clearly through the intercom monitor.
If your daughter's at home, can I at least tell them I want to get in contact with them?
Mr. Osawa, this is a good time to have someone draw attention to your home.
Yeah. Alright, I'll get rid of him. Ozara hurried out of the house, confronting Minorukawa through the front gate. The journalist had that tenacious look that immediately marked him as a member of the media. Give me your business card. I'll have them get in touch with you later. He took Minorukawa's card, then went straight back inside. Back in his study, Osawa tossed Minorukawa's business card into the trash. Unable to think what else to do, he tried the internet fortune teller again. He got the same "you're a very work-minded person" result the second time. If you don't get over your indifference to the world might start to harbour quite a grudge. Oof. My indifference to the world around me, huh? The truth was that, even with his closest companions, Tanaka for instance, his relationship had always been strictly a matter of business. He'd never really taken upon himself to get to know Tanaka as a person. And that was pretty much the case with everyone he knew. He harbored no interest in other people, no concern for his fellow man. That had made itself abundantly clear when he received a microscope as his birthday present, way back in first grade. Even now, he still remembered the shock he'd felt when he looked through that lens for the first time. He discovered a new, almost infinite world hidden in the midst of one he'd always thought was too small. By comparison, the real world seemed bland and ugly. Well, wherever he looked, wherever he went, his content continued him. It hadn't taken long for him to become more charmed by the world underneath his microscope than the one around him. was like a calm, quiet little seaside. A beach where I could just sit and stare out at the waves. I wanted to stay immersed in that world forever and ever. Before I knew it, he was an adult, and then a husband, and then a father. The people around him thought him an odd fellow, but he hadn't let that change the way he lived his life. And this now was the result. He hadn't been betrayed by Tanaka. He didn't know Tanaka well enough for that.
Oof.
Find a way to connect more deeply with the people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. Osawa picked up his cell phone and dialed Tanaka's number. I had tried calling him repeatedly and hadn't gone through. It was doubtful that he'd pick up. Still, Osawa had to try. The phone rang several times. He listened grimly to the empty, mechanical sound, preparing himself for disappointment.
What is it?
Tanaka's voice sounded coldly in Osawa's ear. The tension was electric. And we got to the end of the hour.
Nope, we're at the keep out.
Yeah.
Which means we'll be able to jump to it at some point to unlock it.
Yeah, it's not here. Oh, I played the game. But you can explain it to the stream, I guess. Oh.
Pointing to... But whoever was on the other end couldn't see that. No, there's a camera.
We've already established Minoru is terrible with technology. He couldn't even realize that he needed to charge his fucking laptop and thought it broken.
Yep.
The man had a somewhat stricken look in his face. This had to be Kenji Osawa then. Wait, hold on, Osawa? Now Minoru recognized him. This was Kenji Osawa, the preeminent virologist who worked for Okoshi Pharmaceutical. Also, general gossip and run a scandalous article on him in the past. Minoru remembered reading it. He held out his business card and Osawa snatched it from him. The virologist started to head back into his house.
Please get back to me, Mr. Osawa.
Then he knew something odd. It was the middle of the afternoon, but every window in the house had a curtain drawn. Well, you dislike my place then, because my curtains are closed 24/7.
Yeah.
That combined with Osawa's demeanor set off alarm bells in Minoru's head. He knew he was onto something, but he couldn't linger at the Osawa residence any longer than he already had. He needed to get to that theatre ASAP. He hurried back to the taxi and told Kimizuka to go. A few minutes later, the red tires skidded sharply. I don't know why I had an issue saying that. Sharply as the cab came to a stop beside a different curb. The trip from Shoto to the theatre in Sakuragaoka had taken almost no time at all.
Here we are, sir.
Wow, that was fast.
Still, Norikara was at least 5 minutes behind schedule. He hoped he'd still be able to get the interview before I.
Nope. And another keep out. So now we have 2 keep outs. How do I get out of this? Maybe the jump?
What did we last do with Kano?
This whole bad end. What is this jump? Oh yeah, this was the Osawa jump from earlier. Wait, what if I do the second jump? Maybe that'll open it up? But this isn't the same time that this keep out is happening.
Yep. And we already completed Maria.
Yeah, we've completed Maria, did all that stuff. Now we have 2 keep outs. We have a bad end. We have 2 bad ends that we have to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try just jumping from here and seeing what happens. Though I doubt it'll do anything. Yes! There we go. Even though that makes no sense, I don't understand why that would do it, but okay. Oh no, don't worry about the fare.
Why not?
There's still plenty left over from what you paid me earlier, sir. That's what I meant by special fare.
That's right. He paid Kimizuko a whole 10,000 yen for taking him to Endo Electronics earlier.
I mean,
I'm not the sort of person to keep the change, as it were.
Norikara felt a surge of pride at those words.
you're my kind of guy, Mr. Kimizuka.
A man on the job can always count on Hachiro Kimizuka's taxi. Now go on, go!
Thank you. And then we'll meet again.
Nice. I like him a lot. That taxi driver is great.
As Norikara entered the theatre lobby, he saw a bunch of flower bouquets, patrons' gifts of appreciation. Among the names of the senders were celebrities he recognized.
The largest of the bouquets was sent by Koichi Nakamura of the secret society Toonsoft. The next largest came from Marutawa Ishihara from the government organization Joy Art. Following that were those from actress Barako Rose, popular scenario writer Ibisu Ipponomatsu, Tohoku Busters Bus Tours Co., Ltd., Bus Guide Kimiko Amo, professional baseball player Masa Narikio, the ventriloquist Shinshin, ukulele player Hawaii Matsuda, online TV critic Genzo Akitsu, and so on. Amazing.
Evidently, the Wandering Angels were a pretty popular acting troupe.
Episode 4, novice actor Takuya Amo, despite his nervousness, gave a credible performance as Shido as the production got underway, but as the show continued, his inexperience became apparent. He went on stage for the big wire action scene, having forgotten to attach himself to the rigging. Tozuka was quick to act, rushing on stage in the improvised role of assassin with an Edo accent #1 and fixing a rope to Ano's back during the confusion. Oh, snap! A person didn't die.
People were setting out pamphlets and flyers out on a nearby table. There was a palpable tension in the air. The crew seemed skittish as they went about their work.
Bless you. He's late.
It was a man over in one corner of the lobby, railing angrily to nobody in particular.
Why the hell hasn't that journalist showed up yet for the interview?
Looked like he'd been wanting in on Minoru Kara then.
What's his deal, pulling this while we're this busy?
Guess that's Shinosuke Orai. I've been busy myself, Minoru Kara said, keeping his composure. Trust me, I know how it goes.
Huh? Who the hell are you?
My mic fell off. Oh, I don't know if you heard that.
No, I didn't.
Thank God, because it would have made a giant noise. I'm the guy I've been waiting for. Mr. Orai. Orai. The man glared at him.
It's alright.
Anyway, I'm Minoru Kara. Sorry to keep you waiting. But really, a short wait is a small price to pay for the chance to be interviewed by me.
Never have this attitude.
I can't believe he has such an ego. Oh my god. Well, I hope you appreciate how valuable my time is now that you're taking it.
Wow, Soldier has a high opinion of himself.
I'll call the kettle black,
Yeah,
dude.
I was thinking the same thing.
He marched up to Orai.
Damn right I do. I'm Shinosuke Orai.
He's literally like that. There's some TikToks I watch and whatever, where there's a Karen manager who then goes up against all of the customer Karens sort of thing, and that's kind of what this is.
Yep.
You need the biggest Karen to take care of all the smaller Karens.
Yep. The alpha
The
Karen.
yeah, exactly. The theater man got right up in Minoru Kara's face.
Like anyone even cares.
A jolt of tension sparked between the two men and kissed.
Yeah, are they gonna kiss? It looks like they're about to kiss.
A kiss of luck.
Around this time, there's a similar jolt of tension between two other people, Keiji Osawa and Mamoru Tanaka. Lots of homosexual tension. Ayo.
Gay.
Gay. You'll love to see it. And there's the other keep out. Making progress.
Yep.
And we already saw this. Blah 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 blah
Yeah. Before I read this, I need to pee. I'll be right back.
No worries. Yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well, Rolf. Not real. What do you mean not really? Like you're not doing well? Oh no. Big hugs, Rolf. I'm here if you ever need somebody to talk to. I hope things get better. Or if there's anything new. 'Tis the chronic depression, it comes and goes. I feel that. Big hugs. I oftentimes feel like if I don't have something to, like, obsess over, then I'm just gonna spiral. Like, a lot of the things that give me dopamine is just, like, getting into new shows and stuff, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. Yeah, big hugs. Hope you feel better soon.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Lulu.
Thank you. Osawa felt a surge of outrage. He wanted to scream. But he took a deep breath and managed to maintain control. Tanaka? Where are you? Is Marie alright? Tanaka did not reply. The police told me. They said you were connected to the kidnapping. A soft chuckle came from the other end of the line.
Well, the police sure do know how to do their jobs.
Tanaka's tone was unapologetic. He sounded nothing like the man Osawa thought he knew so well. Why would you do this? Money? Are you having money troubles?
Money? I suppose that's part of it. Honestly, I doubt you'd understand. Do you have any idea what it's been like for me doing our research together? You're always the one who takes center stage. The fruits of our success are all yours, even though you couldn't have done any of it without me.
The more he said, the more vitriol seeped into his words. Osawa's hand trembled as he clutched the phone.
The taker can never understand how it feels to be taken from. You've hoarded so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back.
And with that, he hung up. Hey! Tanaka! Osawa dialed the number again, but Tanaka didn't pick up.
Oof.
Osawa racked his brain, thinking back on how Tanaka had been acting earlier that day. Had there been anything unusual?
Oh, heck yeah, Rolf. That's awesome. I'm glad you're finally gonna get to meet with a therapist. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, sucks it took so long, but I'm glad you're
Yeah.
finally getting through.
Yeah.
Any clue at all, no matter how small? If you could find some hints, maybe he'd be able to find Maria and Hitomi. That was it. I had been suspicious of Tanaka all along. So much so that she planted a bug on him hidden in a tie clip. Her suspicions must have been pretty strong. Wait. Asara recalled what Kajiwara had said.
But still, if she is that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift is a bit.
The words had struck Asara as odd when he'd first heard them. I had never given him a tie clip. His heart gave a heavy throb in his chest. It couldn't be. No, it was impossible. I'm afraid so. That article for 4-star general gossip crept back into his mind. The article has talked about a man I had dated before she married Osawa, and that was Tanaka.
Yep.
Man's identity was now revealed. Could it have been Tanaka?
Yeah. My poor guy.
She only got married to you because it was something needed for the family. She didn't like you at all.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was obvious from the get-go.
Yeah.
Political marriages. Oof.
Yep.
You've hoarded so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back.
Tanaka's cold words took on a new depth of meaning.
I can't help but just feel bad for Osawa, though. Because
Yeah.
a lot of this isn't his fault. It's like...
He didn't ask for any of this.
Yeah, he just wanted to do his fun little
He
stuff
wanted
with
to do
viruses.
his sightsy things.
Yeah.
He wanted
But-
to do his sightsy things.
Yeah, and people kind of forced the stuff on him and are now blaming him for the stuff they forced on him.
Yep. Isawa felt the foundations of his life begin to crumble. Were Tanaka and I accomplices in all this? No. Wait. Just calm down. He couldn't let himself jump to conclusions. He needed to be more level-headed. Everything depended on it. If the two really were accomplices, why would I have planted a bug in Tanaka? What purpose would that serve? Because I and Tanaka may have been together or are together, but that does not mean that I is happy with Tanaka being around her children.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
doing anything with her children.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
he has done.
Yep. Again, this is like Osawa not really understanding the complexities of like the social interactions around him.
Like that's the whole dynamic between Snape and Harry Potter, because obviously half of him that he dislikes is James Potter, but the other part is the woman that Snape has always loved, which is Lily.
Yeah.
So
yeah. See,
it's that whole dynamic.
Yeah.
It was no use.
It's no use.
Osawa couldn't think of how that made sense. First things first, he needed to establish what the relationship between I and Tanaka really was. Once he figured that out, he'd be able to get a better handle on that situation. Obviously, he couldn't just go and ask I directly. If he really were involved in all this, she certainly wouldn't call him the truth, telling the truth. Because you've got to think of Hitomi and Maria's relationship to Tanaka that she's concerned about.
Yeah.
Like, is Tanaka actually like a surrogate father to them because Osawa was so wrapped up in his research they weren't really around them, were involved in them growing up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Tanaka is basically becomes their second father.
Yeah.
Osawa thought back to the business card he tossed into the trash. He didn't relish the thought of failing help from the scavenging hyena, but now was no time to be picky. If he wasn't able to leave the house, he needed someone else to investigate it for him. The freelance writer Minoru Minikara was Osawa's only hope. Star Wars.
Hey. And now we finally hit another end of hour. So both Maria and Osawa have hit the end of hours. So now we go back to Minorikawa, go to the end of that, and that will probably, hopefully, fix some of the bad ends we have going on here. I beg your pardon, but Mr. Alright does have a schedule to keep.
Who are you, miss?
Sukozawa, I'm the producer.
Well, listen, Sue. I'm in the middle of an interview here. Please don't interrupt.
What? That's how you conduct an interview?
That's right. This is how I roll.
Look, whatever. Let's just do this already.
Fine by me, even though you can change voices in between lines. You certainly changed voices after we spoke like 20 minutes ago. It's really weird.
Yep.
The two men sat down at opposite sides of the table in the lobby, but Sukuzawa spoke up again. This woman.
Mr. Alright, don't forget the meeting you have after this. Yeah, handle that, would you?
Minorika let out a derisive snort. Oh, Jesus, why shouldn't I do that?
Oh no.
It's like you're holding court. People actually hang around you with that kind of attitude.
Well, I've no right to judge my acting troupe.
Minorika stayed up in his chair, a mocking smile on his lips.
I'll search your attitude, huh? Why not just don't play the roles for yourself? Heck, you could even be your own audience.
Is he talking to us right now?
Yeah. How dare you?
Ori raised his feet and made to leave, but Sukuzawa headed him back down into his chair. Minorika continued as if he hadn't heard.
Just what is it to do anyway?
Ori raised an incredulous eyebrow.
You don't know?
No, why should I?
You came to an interview without knowing anything about who you were interviewing? Yeah, don't do this. Don't do this.
Right?
Don't do this. You should always do some research ahead of time. Don't do
Uh-huh.
this. Don't do
It's like those Americans on 90 Day Fiancé who literally go to marry someone in another country or something and absolutely know fucking nothing, especially not the law kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the way stuff works, and it's like, fuck's sake, there you have, even if it's early enough that you don't have easy access to computers, you still have books.
Yeah.
Like, come on, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
That's it, get out!
Orion roared and pointed angrily towards the exit.
How dare an unmannered clod like you come in here and waste my time?
Hey, who's been unmannered now? I came all the way out here to hear your story, didn't I? Hey, Drew, get out!
Norcar pointed at the exit as well.
Why the hell should I have to leave? This is my house! Theater jargon for the theater itself, especially the main auditorium. Look, just... Oh wait, no, that's probably you.
Look, just get out!
Oh wait, it's both of us. Lurk, just get out!
Let's get out!
This time, both yelled and pointed towards the exit in unison.
Oh no, Rolf. Yeah, I hate when, like, questionnaires ask that. Like, describe your best qualities. It's like, that's kind of hard for me to say about myself. What are my best qualities? I don't know. I'll need to ask people.
Yeah, I always have to ask. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's my best qualities? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, same.
I hate myself.
Yeah, yeah, same. Like, I can tell you what my worst qualities are.
I'll tell you what my best ones are.
Yeah.
Tsukuzawa quickly interposed herself between them, forcing a smile.
Yeah, like, whenever I take, like, a U quiz and it asks, like, what is your positive qualities or whatever, I usually just state what I know other people have said about me. Being like,
Yep.
people have said this, so...
Yeah.
Gentlemen, please, calm down.
Then she turned to Minorukawa.
You should be aware that Mr. Orai used to be a broadcast writer. Someone who writes for television or radio programs. A great show depends not only on the actor's performances, but on the skills of the broadcast writer. So true. He is responsible for a lot of big hits. You don't need to mention that.
Nonetheless, Tsukuzawa rattled off the names of several shows. Minorukawa did indeed recognize many of them.
Mm-hmm. So how come you're running a failing theater now?
Failing?
Orai was red in the face.
I'm not wrong, am I?
No, that's me.
I'm not wrong, am I?
Oh, yeah. You are absolutely
yeah.
the rudest person I have ever met. What would a rank amateur like yourself know about the theater?
Orai's face was dark with rage, but Minorukawa didn't back down.
Listen, there's nothing to do with how well your theater is or isn't doing. Television world wouldn't accept you, so in order to retain your pride in theater, you should do theater. Isn't that so?
Okay, it was him.
Don't act like you don't know anything. I staked my entire life on the theater.
It seemed as if Orai might throw a punch at any moment.
I will say that Minorukawa does have a very interesting interview style. I don't think I know any other person who has done interviews like this. But I will say anybody who doesn't just rattle off questions is a positive in my book, even if it's like this.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think this is me. But
yeah.
I, like, so many, like, when a lot of journalists first start out, so many kind of, like, you should, of course, do research ahead of time and write down some questions you would like to ask on a paper, or on your phone or whatever. But if you're conducting an interview and you just stick to whatever you wrote on that page or on your phone or whatever, you're doing it wrong. Like, that should just be your blueprint, and then if something comes up, you should chase it.
Yeah, because you have to make it so there's a fine line between an interview and an interrogation.
Yeah. exactly. But like for instance, I've been told by so many people that like when they in get interviewed by like novice journalists and whatnot that they'll be sitting there talking like and bringing up interesting things and the person is just and then it goes on to the next question and it's like okay oh I guess but yeah it should
Yeah,
there
not very good.
yeah there is a sort of like there should be a certain conversation to it, a flow to it. Like a good interview, you end up kind of connecting by the end of it to some extent.
Yeah, like we know we're here for an interview, but like you could still make it into a conversation,
Yeah.
and then the information you want to learn will come out more naturally.
Yeah.
That's why I liked it's like when you had stuff in like teen magazines and whatever, and that stuff was interview, but it was like just having a conversation
Yeah.
where like yeah the interviewee did have certain things they should talk about, but otherwise it's just like a natural conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And any good journalist does it in that kind of form. And so I see what like Minorikawa is basically taking that to an extreme where he like really tries to push the person until they like let out their innermost thoughts on like whatever is being talked about, which is like definitely not the most professional way of doing it, but I see where that's coming from, and it is better than what some other people do when they do interviews. But yeah, usually what I do is I usually try and interject with some of my own like experiences and thoughts and whatnot, especially towards the beginning of an interview, so that it's not just like talking to a brick wall, and instead it as I like it is like having that conversation between two sides. Like not that long ago, I did the interview for that uh, upcoming indie game Fishbowl that I also played the demo for, and during the interview, besides like talking about the game and stuff, I ended up talking about like some of the animes that I really like that I would recommend, and I recommended to them Natsume Yujin Show, and then months and months later they messaged me being like, hey, so we have our demo, would you like to play it? Also, by the way, we watched Natsume Yujin Show, all of it, and now we have our own Nyanko Sensei plushie. And I was like, heck yeah. But that's kind of the way it should be done, is it should be more like an actual conversation. And I would say one of my best skills is giving interviews. I've been told that I'm pretty good at them, so I'll give that as a positive. There is one of my best qualities. I'm good at giving interviews.
Depends who you're talking to.
Yeah. Like I've been told there was these people that I interviewed that were like doing a traveling show, and they had been like all across the country, been to tons of different places, and I was interviewing them, and I don't even remember what question I asked, but one of the guys was like, I just want you to know that we've had interviews with all kinds of people and nobody ever thought to ask us that question. I was like, heck yeah.
This just reminds me that I was when I was at the Comic Con and stuff, and I was listening to all the questions that people were asking ahead of me, and I was like, I've got to do something that's completely different that probably hasn't been done before, and it turns out that I did. Because
Yeah.
um, it's when I was talking to the Red Dead Redemption 2 voice actors, um,
Yeah.
like 3 years ago. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah. In the end, like the biggest thing is you have to be I think as a journalist you have to be somebody who is innately curious. Like the type of person who would ask those a lot of those questions even if they weren't conducting an interview. Like just because
yes, hello.
you're like you have to be somebody who like likes to kind of dive deep into like what people are interested in and ask those questions and whatnot because otherwise like you're just not gonna get the right responses.
I should have been a journalist. Like,
Heck yeah. Wow, this questionnaire is outdated. It has a question about my relationship with the opposite sex. Not very inclusive. Oof.
nope, not
Oof.
at all.
Big oof.
Yeah, unfortunately, whereas the DSM-5, etc., updates all the time, stuff like that doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Even though it gets reviewed every like 4 years.
Yeah. Sure, city theater might seem small time compared to TV, but you get a lot more of a response from it.
Response. Oh, now that sounds interesting.
Darn right. You can see it from up on stage. The audience, you can see their faces.
There was a passion in Rye's voice now.
You can really feel it. When the audience is enjoying themselves, you can feel that energy. You can't get that from doing television. Thinking back on it now, my time spent working on TV. Let's see, what's a good analogy? It's like being handed a towel that's already damp. No, that's not right. Okay, so a better analogy would be
And without further preamble, Arai began talking about his tribulations back in his brighter days.
yeah.
Norikara smiled inwardly. And that's the sort of thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
The interview ended promptly after 15 minutes, the time that had been promised.
But yeah, his way of doing it seems to really work. I will give him that.
Both men emerged from it as if from a daze. Norikara found himself staring Arai in the face, shaking him by the hand. So, an interview like that as well is, like feel like a natural conversation, and it feels like it's been no time at all. Like it hasn't been. You haven't been going on for the last 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It just feels like he barely said a thing.
Yeah. Most of my interviews usually last like an hour long, and people are like, "Whoa."
Yep.
So, what kind of story did I just get?
Yes, speaking half to himself.
You heard about one man in his life, and I have to admit, it was a good interview. Thanks. You have my gratitude.
With it, I don't know which of us that's supposed to be.
Yeah,
But
I think it was right. I think we did it right.
I don't know. With a satisfied smile, Norikara closed his notebook.
Right, glad to hear that, man.
Okay, I guess that was meant to be you. Orion inclined his head, looking a bit bewildered.
Oh wait,
I flushed Shizuku Kara.
Mr.
distracted.
Minorikawa, wasn't the interview for a piece about the performance?
Huh?
Minorikawa blinked.
It's just that you were only asking about Mr. Orion, not about the performance itself.
I see what you mean. Actually, I came here for a piece that's gonna be writing cold. Where are they now? Washed up broadcast writer showcase.
I washed up?
Orion was red in the face, so like, we can't help it. For God's sake.
Yep. You bastard! How dare you! Forget everything I just told you. I do not give you my permission to use it in your magazine.
You're too late.
What?
I already heard your whole story. You should be grateful I'll be writing a piece on it.
You bastard!
The wild look in his eyes, Orion snatched up a hammer and the stage crew had left nearby.
What the heck?
We already know which one Minorikawa would say.
Yeah, he would say the middle one. Go ahead, hit me.
Yep.
Go ahead, hit me.
Oh, I'll hit you alright.
Orion raised the hammer menacingly. Before the attack came to a sudden halt, the ringtone startled him out with fury.
Hold on a moment. I have to take this.
She whipped out his cell phone.
Hello, with the car speaking.
This is Osawa. Wow, he got back a lot sooner than Minorikawa expected.
Have your daughters come home then?
No, actually, there's a favor I'd like to ask you. A favor? Minorikawa thought back to his visit to the Osawa residence. The drawn curtains, the stricken look on Osawa's face, Minorikawa's instincts had sensed something significant was going on. Highly distracted by his hand. Apparently, getting
Yep.
the full story wasn't going to come without some cost.
Favor, huh? Is it something urgent?
I'll pay whatever I have to. I just need you to look at something as quickly as possible. His voice had the telltale desperation of a man who'd backed to the corner.
Alright. I can help you out for a little while.
Osawa hurriedly explained what he was after. The request was a strange one. He wanted Minorikawa to look into a scandalous article about four-star general gossip had run about him in the past.
What makes this so important?
Do I have to say?
I mean, you're asking me to look into it without explaining anything.
He eyed Orion, lurking nearby with obvious irritation. Minorikawa would need to calm down the erstwhile broadcast writer, or else his interview really would be for naught. He decided to bluff both men at the same time.
Let me just say one more thing.
He made sure he spoke loud and clear so that Orion would overhear.
I want to tell the world this story. Though I need to tell it. If I don't feel that way about something, no amount of money in the world will get me to write an article on it.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's my pride as a writer at work.
Minorikawa could see Orion's aura of rage fading as he listened. The theatre man looked surprised. Whew. Meanwhile, Osawa had decided to open up a bit. Alright, I can't share all the details, but Okay, he's in a talkative mood now. Good job, Minorca. See, this is going fine. The power balance of the entire world might be at stake here, and I mean that quite literally. I can tell you more if you're done investigating. Wait, was he serious? How could the world's balance of power hinge on looking into some alleged marital affair? It was so absurd that Minoru had to fight the urge to burst out laughing. A person would need to be out of his mind to believe a story like that. But Norikara wasn't the average person. We know. And
Yep.
sometimes the truth was so ridiculous, it really was stranger than fiction. Yep.
Yep.
Isara wasn't lying. Norikara's instincts told him that much.
Alright, check the Indian department's notes from back then.
Norikara felt his excitement building. Things were really getting interesting. For the moment, he nearly forgot Toyama and his troubles. Yeah, sold out the newspaper before a certain time of day.
Yeah.
When he entered the hall, Arai approached him and extended his hand.
Larson, your methods might be a little extreme, but I can tell you take pride in your work.
Of course I do.
I'm sorry for getting so worked up. I bet you write a fine article about me, so please, Mr. Minorikawa, let the world know about me and my half-lived life.
Norikara took the offered hand and shook it.
Leave it to me. Once I'm done with it, you won't be just some washed-up nobody anymore. Mr. Ori.
It's alright.
Norikara grinned. Norikara rushed out the theatre. He completed all the interviews that he could get done before 4 o'clock. Now he had an hour left to write it all up to convince the folks from the loan company that the gossip could stay afloat.
Ah!
He let out a roar, cycling himself up to the final push.
And that's another to be continued. So now we have 3 done.
Yep,
But now,
and 2 bad ends.
yeah, 2 bad ends, so I'm not quite sure how to fix that. Because all of this seems right to me. It might be just another one of... All of these are to be continued. Okay, well, chasing after Achi had a run-in with some Yakuza, but actually the girl Achi was following. In order for Achi to avoid this, that girl needs to run off in a different direction. But I think I already had her do that. Oh great, now a bunch of questions about how other people view me. How the fuck should I know? Yeah, exactly. How would I know how somebody else sees me? True or not, I don't realize when people take advantage of me. How would I know? Yeah. I don't understand. What does... I think I have to change this. There we go. Take the costume with me. Oh, look at her with the costume.
As I walk along, I start regretting my decision. I can't find a good place to throw the cat outfit away. Finally, I spot a convenience store that looks like it'll do just fine. One of the employees is out front cleaning out the trash can. Several large garbage bags line the side of the road. Perfect. Maybe if I can have him throw out the costume along with everything else. Excuse me. I've got this old catsuit here. I figure it can't hurt to ask.
Yeah, I know.
The shop boy takes the costume from me.
Taku Okado, 22-year-old getting by on part-time employment. Recently, after a number of employees quit in rapid succession, the owner hurriedly took on several new hires. But for some reason, instead of everyone chipping in on the cleaning, Okado always winds up stuck doing it. Oh no.
Because if you say you will do something once, people will take advantage of it and leave you to be the main person.
Yeah.
Pay attention, Anya.
Yeah, I really... That's happened to me so often at work.
I did warn you.
Yeah. You're here to throw this thing out. I got it.
He sounds wholly unsurprised. He accepts it so blithely that I actually feel bad.
It's been like this all morning. I don't even care anymore. Just throw away what you need and be on your way, I guess.
It's been like what all morning?
I'm out here cleaning and people keep dumping trash on me. First it was this couple that up and threw a garbage bag at me. Achi Endo and Hitomi Osawa. The two had just run into a girl called Kanan. After that, some homeless-looking guy came by, took all of his clothes off, and left. Detective Yuji Sasayama from the Shibuya precinct. At the moment, Sasayama is searching for a costume for his next disguise. Like just now, some chubby girl tossed out some empty cardboard boxes and a bunch of empty bottles.
That must have been cheery. She's probably drinking the burning hammer wash along.
So when you came by just now with this thing, I knew right away. Yep, this again.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. 3 times, 4 times, what's the difference?
He flashes a bright smile, but it's clearly insincere. Yeah. Then he looks at me more closely.
Huh. Aren't you the girlfriend of that dude who threw the bag of garbage at me?
What? No, not me.
I guess I'm misremembering then.
Well, anyway, thanks for your help with this. I give the guy a bow. The bower guy.
The bow guy.
A few minutes later near the station, I spot the sort of mall. Checking directory by the entrance, I see it's got several clothing shops and arcade inside. They probably sell shirts in here. I'd hurry on inside.
Yeah, I think we've caught up now to the story again.
Yeah, you can either check Kano or we can stick with it. Yeah.
Yeah! Kano's free! He's free!
Yep.
Achi is still dead, though. Yeah. We found him. They saw Al-Karwan stop in front of a cigarette vending machine. Was he waiting for someone? Oh, this is still the same. At some point, he ditched the anime nerd costume for a street dancer's getup. It didn't appear that Al-Karwan had noticed him yet. Heck yeah, Rolf, I'm glad you finished. Bit by bit, Sasayama closed the distance. Not much further now. Kano's hand balled into a fist as he watched, and then something unexpected happened. Another man came running into view right in the middle of the monitor. Teruro Toyama, while searching for Hana at Shibuya Gaigo, he was located by a duo of debt collectors and fled the scene. Hana left Gaigo to find him and ran into him here in Maru Yamacho. The pair are heading towards Korindori, trying to find a place to hide. There was no sound, but they could see that the newcomer was shouting something. As Al-Karwan turned to look at the man, Sasayama launched himself like a bullet from a gun. In an instant, the detective and perp were locked into a violent scuffle right there on the street. Kano swallowed a lump in his throat as he watched the struggle unfold. Earlier in the day, Al-Karwan had done a number on Sasayama, but this time the detective had the upper hand. He got a grip on Al-Karwan's neck and kneed him repeatedly. Al-Karwan tried desperately to bring Sasayama to the ground, but Sasayama braced himself and avoided the takedown. Then he shifted his stance and took Al-Karwan to the pavement with a spectacular hip throw. Yes! Kano clapped his hands together in excitement. Catching the perp in a scarf hold, Sasayama got out his handcuffs.
A technique in judo involves wrapping an arm around the opponent's neck while performing an upper body pin.
Stanley, we should head to the scene. He looked away from the monitor for a mere moment, and when he looked back, Sasayama had released his hold and crumbled to the ground. What? Panicked, Kano stared at the image of his friend. No! There was something jutting out from Sasayama's abdomen. Zoom in!
Abdomen, Anya, abdomen.
The camera closed in on Sasayama. Now Kano could see exactly what he feared. Sasayama had been stabbed in the gut. Blood pooled in on the pavement around him. Kano screamed, Sasayama! The camera showed several other detectives arriving at the scene, capturing Al-Karwan before he could escape, but Sasayama lay motionless. The pool of blood around him spread further and further across the pavement. Unable to look any longer, Kano rushed from the surveillance room. R.I.P. to a real one.
To be continued.
Yeah, that stab wound looks highly survivable, yeah. So now we just have Achi is the only one that's still kind of stuck. She needs to run off in a different direction. So Maria needs to go somewhere else. But how? Oh, maybe this one? For now, maybe I should head to another floor. Oh, what? He's back. I do declare, Wolf, it isn't Tama. What a coincidence. But yeah, I was talking before that I saw I didn't actually watch, but I saw someone review the documentary that this guy stars in, and it's awful what he went through. He definitely deserved better, especially since apparently he's actually the sweetest person ever.
Yes.
Because even after all that he went through and how badly he was treated, he still, afterwards only tried to help people. And, do good things for people. Yeah. So, I just, for real, I want to give this guy a hug. He deserved so much better.
Me too. It's Yanagashita again.
Me.
I tried to walk on by like I don't notice him. It was already too late.
Huh? Where'd your boyfriend go?
Girl.
I don't know.
What? Boyfriend? I have no clue what he's talking about.
Anyway, perfect timing. And can you give me back that magazine?
Nothing you're saying is making any sense. I peer at him in confusion. Once again, Yanagashita looks like he might start to cry.
Don't tease me like this. I did give it to you, right?
No, you didn't give me anything.
I get it. You want that 100,000 yen all to yourself, so now you're playing dumb, is that it?
No, I honestly have no idea what this is all about. By now he's all worked up and getting red in the face.
Look, you might have amnesia, but that excuse ain't gonna fly with me.
Amnesia has nothing to do with it. He doesn't seem to want to believe me no matter what I say. Also, amnesia only works up to the point where the amnesia started.
Yeah.
Anything after that, it's fine.
Yeah. Come on, hurry up and just give it back. Otherwise, I'm gonna start bawling here real loud.
Don't cry, seriously? This guy's a real piece of work.
Well, what's it gonna be? You're gonna make a grown man cry.
It will certainly be pretty embarrassing if he starts sobbing now. But I can't exactly give him back a magazine I never had.
Uh-oh.
The other door's open.
Well, if it isn't our little entrepreneur, we've been looking for you.
The two thugs from before. There's no avoiding them this time.
Asao Ozu and his underling, Yutaro Segawa, members of the Tenryo Gumi Yakuza Syndicate. Ozu is quite frightening when angry. His nickname is Ozu the Ogre. But despite his strong emotions, he is very logic-driven. Segawa is the archetypical punk who likes to get into scuffles, but he's also a really good cook. I thought
Yeah, that sound does feel like it's having an idea, yeah.
Yeah. Yipes!
The band dragged Mr. Yanagashita into the elevator.
I do declare a save me time.
He grabs hold of my hand. Hey, let go of me. Wait, now I'm in the elevator too, and the doors are shutting.
Now then, Mr. Yanagashita, there's nowhere else to run.
His tone is polite, but also pretty foreboding.
I do declare, whoa, wait, just hold on. I can get you the money. I'm just about to get loads of it. Enough of your puppy cuck. Balderdash, claptrap, straight up nonsense. Take it for the Dutch papikak, meaning soft dung.
Paprika.
Papikat. I really mean it this time. Please, you have to Oh, Rolf's like, wait, what? Yeah, Rolf, is that
Yeah,
true? Is that true?
Yeah, it's Dutch. Yeah. A lot of words that we have in English, like, come from Dutch.
Hmm.
Like, literally the word dollars.
Yeah. 100,000. Wait, 100,000? You're really carrying around that much? Oh, okay. Makes sense, yeah.
Harsh like poop.
Yeah.
Ew, diarrhea.
Yeah. Must be old though, never heard it used, yeah. No, not me,
Yeah,
the girl.
because poppycock is like a pretty old word, so
Yeah.
pretty sure it was around Shakespeare time, so the
Yeah.
men turned in unison.
She's holding on to something that's worth 100,000 yen. What?
The sun turned the conversation, hasn't he all flustered?
Dama, please, just hand it over.
I already told you. I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody stops at the first floor and the doors open. Standing on the other side of the doors is the guy I ran into earlier, Hannah's father.
Ooh.
The bald-headed man snarls.
Toyobo! I'll just get on the next one. Hannah's father bolts.
Hannah's father bolts like a startled hare. What are you doing,
I
Anya?
don't know.
The bald man and his screaming stare after him.
I do declare now's my chance!
He darts out the elevator and makes a run for it.
Hey, after him! After who? Him or him? Just start with Toyama!
The two thugs race after Han's father. They've left me all by myself. I'm worried enough to think about going after them, but before too long I've lost sight of them all. For a long time I just stand there, dumbfounded like a hurricane victim lingering in the aftermath. Ugh. What a day this has been. When I finally get my wits about me, I realise I'm pretty hungry. That's right, I didn't get to eat lunch. I head for the fourth floor where the restaurants are, and this should get us back to normal. Since I really don't want to run into Yanakishida and those other guys again, I decide to take the escalator. So riding up, I hear commotion coming from the floor below. It's a man's voice shouting angrily. I pay the outburst no heed and let the escalator take me up.
Yeah, I think this is the same.
Yeah, this is where we see Cheery, so yeah, we can
Yeah,
see if
and
it's
now
unlocked that,
Achi is okay. He's alive. Yeah, I think that was Achi screaming, but I wasn't sure, which is why I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, blah 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 blah. Oh, that part actually leads to, like, my controller shaking for a sec.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
because he follows her upstairs, and now he doesn't, or he won't, he doesn't get kidnapped on the fourth floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is she doing this? He waved his arms to get her attention, but she didn't notice and headed right back up. Down, up. What the heck is she thinking? Achi sped around and got on the upward escalator. Out of my way, come on! He shoved people aside as he ran up the moving stairs. But he saw no sign of Hitomi when he reached the second floor. He lost track of her completely. Oh, come on, this is ridiculous. Achi's shoulders slumped. He felt exhausted, but he kept up his search, scouring one floor after another until eventually he made it to the second basement level. Had she grown too impatient waiting for Kanan and gone off searching for the blue minivan again?
I think I can handle myself from here.
He thought back to what Hitomi had said earlier. Oh, it shook again. Damn it! She's not gonna be okay by herself. He pounded his fist into the wall in frustration.
Please, stop.
Hitomi! Achi moved faster than he could think.
Archie.
A pair of thugs had grabbed her by both arms. Achi stomped his way towards them. Get your hands off of her! What's it to you, pal? The older of the two, a middle-aged fellow, turned to Achi with a sneer. He looked familiar somehow. Hitomi shook herself free of the man and ran over to Achi. It's no use trying to act tough, buddy. We're just trying to get back what we're owed. Don't make us have to go get rough with ya. What? You're owed? Hitomi, do you owe people money?
And this, that we know now, is all a result of Yanagashida trying to tell them that Tama had money on her.
Yeah.
No, I don't. They just came after me and started going on about 2 million yen.
She looked just as baffled by the situation as Achi was. If you're gonna blame somebody, blame your boss. A feral gleam flashed in the young punk's eyes. It was the look of a man who couldn't resist dishing out a beatdown. He brought up his fist and shifted his feet, shadowboxing a few quick jabs with his left hands. It looked to Achi like the guy was an experienced boxer.
Hold on. What do you mean, my boss?
Say what? Yanagashida, who the hell do you think? The young punk shuffled closer, fist still menacing. Then his expression changed. Hey! Hold on. Are you Achi Endo? Yeah, that's right. Ha ha! Well, ain't that lucky getting to throw down with you like this? The punk sounded pleased indeed. I've heard all sorts of rumors about you, you know. Let's see how true they are. Achi didn't like his chances in a straight-up fight with a trained boxer. What should he do? Think he either running for it or just going for it?
Just go for it.
He had to go for broke. His best chance was to hope for an opening to deliver a low kick.
A kick using the foot or shin to strike the opponent in the thigh just above the knee. In karate, this is known as the Gidan Mawashi Jari. Since the legs are longer than the arms, this is an effective technique against boxers.
He needed to time it perfectly when his opponent took a step forward. With a loud breath, the thug shot out his left arm. Now, Aji shifted his stance and unleashed a low kick. Suddenly, the elevator doors opened right nearby. Aji and the punk both stopped in mid-attack. A miserable-looking older man stood in the elevator. At the sight of him, the punk's face went red with rage. You, Toyama! Going up! I feel kind of bad for these punks.
Yeah.
The man in the elevator hurriedly closed the doors. The two thugs rushed toward him, but the elevator had already begun heading upward. Come on after him! The young punk raced up the stairs. You stay right where you are, the older fellow added, glaring at Hitomi. Then he followed after his lackey.
Yeah, they're not saying.
Yeah. Does he really think we're dumb enough to just wait here?
And that we'll see them, hear them chasing after him in Kano's part.
Yeah.
Archie, I'd be looking all over for you.
Hitomi gave him an angry swat on the chest.
What?
For me, what are you talking about?
You weren't waiting where you said you'd be.
Yeah, because you went up to another floor.
What do you mean? I went right where you said. On the second floor.
Huh? This wasn't quite adding up. The second floor? What are you talking about? You went up to the third floor.
No, I didn't.
Wait, what? None of this makes any sense. Achi felt like his brain was getting scrambled. Well, anyway, at least I found you safe and sound.
Yeah.
The two smiled at one another. What's with those clothes?
What? Does... I can't remember. Does it actually know that... that Hitomi has a twin?
Yeah, he does. Like, most of the people who are getting confused by the two, like, not Yanagishira, but some of the other characters know that Hitomi has a twin, but they're not, like, connecting the dots that, oh, it could have been the twin. I mean, I guess the idea is Achi thinks that the twin is still kidnapped, so I guess he has no reason to think that Maria could be there. So maybe that's why.
I guess.
Brain getting Shibuya scrambled.
But surely Tommy would have been like, oh my god, that could be my twin. We need to go find her, sort of thing.
Yeah. Everyone's
It's
just being
so
dumb. And Tomi's new outfit was completely different from the clothes she had on earlier.
I tried on a few things, but wound up deciding on this.
You trade other stuff on? Okay, that explains it. At least now things sort of made sense.
Yeah, he's going to think to himself like, oh, I got confused because she was trying on other clothes.
Yeah.
And that's why it was confusing when it's like, then why is Hitomi saying that she didn't go anywhere else? She went to where she was supposed to meet you.
Yeah.
You need to be questioning that, Archie, you done shit, but you're not going to.
Well, here's the thing. It's already been... He's a himbo, so, like, I don't blame him. But Hitomi is very smart. I feel like she should see that there's something weird going on here and pursue it, but she doesn't. So, I don't know.
They're all acting dumb.
Yeah. That's nice, you know.
What is?
Your clothes, I mean, they look good on you. Brain getting Shibuya scrambled, exactly.
Thank you. Wow, I'm actually blushing now.
It kinda made me blush to say it. Achi and Hitomi shyly avoided each other's eyes. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Oh, so hey. Do you still have that magazine?
Oh, right, yeah. I was just going to throw it away, but I couldn't.
How come?
I haven't been able to find the right kind of receptacle. Newspapers and magazines are supposed to be kept separate from all trash, right?
Hitomi scanned their surroundings for a suitable bin. Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
You're thinking about proper recycling now of all times?
Is that weird?
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I think you might just be perfect. Hachi found himself blushing even harder now.
Is this
do declare
Yanakishita?
time! A sudden yell snapped him out of his embarrassment. The sketchy looking fellow who'd given her the magazine was scampering down the stairs towards them. Great, the weirdo's back. The man ignored him though and leaned in close to Hitomi. Ah, you do still have it! He snatched the magazine from Hitomi's hands. Yes, this one hasn't been scratched off yet. The man hunkered down on the floor and began scratching away at the scratch card stapled to the centerfold. Wait! Don't let him have that! Another man came swooping out of nowhere and yanked the magazine away. It was the older fellow who'd appeared in the elevator minutes before. You can't do that! That's mine! The sketchy-looking man clutched at the older newcomer. Let go! No way! I said let go! I said no way! The two were fighting right in front of the exit, keeping Achi and Hitomi from leaving. How'd you like this? The older man shouted, snatching away haphazardly at the ticket. Now it's just worthless scrap paper! Ah! My 100,000 yen! You mean my 100,000 yen! Ah! Then the middle-aged fellow looked back down at the ticket. Gah! What are the odds? Somehow, in his random scratching, he happened to land himself a winner. Give it! No way! The two men took off, engaged in a running battle for the ticket.
I hope Toyoma keeps it, because then he'd only have to pay himself.
Yep. What was the deal with those two? Oh wait, that's you.
I'm not sure.
Achi and Hitomi could only stand there dumbfounded. On the other hand, hey, look at the time, it's almost 3. The two headed hurriedly for the Geigo back entrance. But just as they were nearing the doors, the shutters dropped down in front of them. Whoa, what gives? Due to maintenance, all entrances other than the main entrance on the first floor have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. And she glared at the loudspeaker. It looked like there was no exit through the back after all. I've got a really bad preposition about this.
You mean premonition?
Hitomi had gone quicker to butt in with her corrections. Holding on to their premonitions, then, the two hurried their way up the stairwell. As Hitomi tried to head out the first floor entryway, Achi yanked her back. Careful.
What's the matter?
It's that guy.
Huh?
Hitomi's expression stiffened. Slipping behind a nearby pillar, Achi pointed to the man with the cane, who was keenly eyeing shoppers as they came and went. Well, this bites. No way we're getting out with him there.
Archie.
Hitomi whispered in his ear.
Behind us.
Archie glanced back and saw the two goons walking in their direction. Uh-oh.
Bunch of gooners.
If those two caused a scene like before, the assassin would notice them for sure. The younger punk had spotted them. Damn it, Achi thought, grinding his teeth. Eep! But the thuggish pair let out a teensy squeak and then darted off in a different direction, vanishing from view. What the heck? Achi and Hitomi watched them go, unsure of what to make of the sudden retreat. Well, anyway, Achi said after a moment, now we can try and find another way out. Taking Hitomi by the hand, he headed back into the shopping area. The back entrance on the first floor, that was a no-go. The other emergency exits were also locked down, which meant that the main entrance on the first floor really was the only choke point in or out. It was almost time for them to meet Kanan. They needed to find some way to burst out of here. The pair headed back towards the main entrance. Then they saw the man with the cane again, heading in their direction. He hadn't seen them yet, but there was no way they'd avoid him if they didn't do something quick. Guess for now we've got to go up, Achi said to Hitomi. They started racing up the nearest escalator, which was descending from above. My bad, coming through.
Sorry, please excuse us.
The goons have emerged from their cave.
Yep.
They fought and shoved their way past a stream of people riding in the other direction. They could see the second floor now. Achi figured they'd be in the clear once they got there. But then a large woman appeared at the top of the escalator heading down. She was the one who'd been on the Chinese restaurant on the 4th floor. The one who supposedly packed an entire buffet into her belly. She was wide enough that Achi and Hitomi would never be able to slip past her. Hey, out of the way! But the young woman ignored him. Achi tried to push past, but he just bounced off her. They were dripping inevitably back down toward the first floor. It's like they were riding a conveyor belt that was delivering them right to the assassin. This was not good. If they didn't do something soon, they'd... Wait a sec. Something must have caught the assassin's eye. Achi saw him suddenly rush outside. Oh, he saw... That was him... Titano seeing Maria.
Yep.
There was no telling what had just happened, but now there was a chance to escape. Achi and Hitomi raced out the door. Outside, the man with the cane was nowhere to be seen. Looks like we're safe. Achi let out a sigh. Is this Kanan?
For now. Keep your eyes open.
Yep. The sudden words made the two turn with a start. Kanan was standing right behind them. She'd gotten this close and neither of them had noticed a thing. Kanan's the coolest.
Right?
She moved with all the skill of an assassin. Achi felt a chill shoot through him. I definitely need to watch the anime after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to watch
In about 6 months.
Yep. It's gonna take some time.
Yep.
I I tried to watch How Heavy Are the Dumbbells That You Lift today, but I got kind of pissed off when they presented the 55 kilogram, 160 centimeter female pro tag as being overweight, even though that's a BMI of like 21. And then I noticed the comment section being gone. Yeah, which led to you leaving.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Yeah. Crunchyroll kind of sucks now. Big beef. Oh, and we did it! New hour.
Yeah.
New hour. I was waiting for that. That's why we went overtime, because I was like, we're almost there. Just a little bit more and we'll get to the end of the hour. Next hour. Hey, we're here. But yeah, as usual, I'm gonna jump to Kano, start his thing just so it saves. And then we're ending here. I did not expect it to have blaring sounds, so I'm just gonna close out. So that we're not just listening to that while I end the stream.
Plus, it saves after the hour's finished anyway on it.
That is true. That is true. I should just leave it instead of what I was doing. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, thanks for joining, Lulu, once again. You're the best.
No worries. Thanks for pooping and everyone watching.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Rolf. I love you very much. Thanks for hanging out as always. Let's see who we shall raid. Who is live? Oh, Mew is live. So let's raid Mew.
Oh, and Rolf, I am still learning Dutch, and numbers can go fuck themselves, especially 9 and 99 and whatever else, because it makes me feel like I'm saying a slur.
Yeah. Yep. The struggle of learning other languages, to be honest.
9 and 19.
Yep. Yep. Good luck, Lulu, though. I believe in ya. You got this.
Thank you.
I'll see y'all later. Hopefully one day we'll finish 428 Shibuya Scramble one day in the future.
One day.
And then we have our stupid habit of saying stuff like 5 and 30. Oh boy.
I know. 5 en verdag.
Yeah.
5 en 30.
See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here we go. We have